Let's go, it's the Whity Show. Whity Show. Whity Show. Whity Show. Whity Show. Unlike the last MMO I reviewed, not that I review all that many, but Star Wars, Tera isn't heavy on the story. It's a typical tale of saving the world, a couple of interesting characters thrown in and betrayals, and there's even a few cutscenes, which is kind of amazing. But the general idea is to save the world from the evil forces, you know. The lore, though, is pretty interesting, but again, the story itself, the way it's presented, is basically non-existent, in a way. Well, veteran MMO players are used to this. Other players are going to be like, well, we would like a story. If Old Republic did anything right, it was the story, and you would expect other MMOs to kind of follow suit. The graphics are wonderful, bright, beautiful, and just fun, really fun to explore just because of you want to see it. They're nice to look at. That's something you don't get in a lot of MMOs. They're usually ugly and boring to go through. The detail in the world is stunning, the effects all look good, and the monsters are all designed to be different and unique. Well, except for the ones that are just colored different, but most of them are pretty unique. And your own character looks pretty awesome, mattering the armor he or she will wear. My only issue really is with the armor. Sometimes all it is a simple change of color for a certain race. I think that's just cheap shit. That really is just bullshit, to be honest. Like, really, come on. But besides that, the game looks stunning in every other regard. Best looking MMO I've seen since I've seen Guild Wars 2 gameplay. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. That's what matters, right? Right off the bat, you'll notice there is no sides in this war. Every race works together. You'll pick a race, and when you decide on which class you'd like to be, obviously some races look better than others and feel like they should be more of that class, but you basically can mix and match everything you want. One strong positive is all the classes definitely feel different. Tanks actually, you know, tank, as in having to block attacks, and you actually have to hit the block button in order to protect others, like a tank. Isn't that cool? Like, tank? Just saying. Berserks and archers are all about knocking the shit out of opponents with strong attacks or swift and quick attacks. A healer will, well, heal and do other cool magic attacks. There's more to go through, but my main point is that each class definitely feels very different from one another, and that is important. The fighting is all real time. The only other game I can think that actually tried to do this was Conan, whatever, nobody remembers that shitty game, and DC Universe. But this goes even further than that. You have a reticule, which will basically give you your aiming, and you will aim at your opponent, and mattering which weapon you're using, attack him. You'll actually have to dodge or jump back to avoid being hit, instead of just hoping that an attack from across the entire acre of land doesn't hit you because your stats aren't high enough. In other words, the game has hit detection, and pretty good compared to just about every single MMO out there. The combat is fun and exciting, especially in groups and facing off against BAMs. BAMs are big-ass monsters. Literally. That's their name. It's from the developer. Which are like elite mobs in a way. On top of that, you have plenty of gear to collect for each class, mounts to obtain, and lands to explore, all making the experience a lot of fun to go through. The major negatives is this. Once you hit level 60, it almost feels empty. That's because, well, you can fight BAMs and go through dungeons collecting armor. There is no arena mode or anything. No place to face off against other humans and show them what you're made of. Which is sad because unlike most MMOs, this one actually feels like it takes skill to win over another person instead of just spending hours sitting at home going through a dungeon. Luckily, I hear they will add arena mode type in the next couple of months, but it's still a shame that it wasn't in the release. Another major feature that might turn people off is the way you quest in this game. It's very old-fashioned and doesn't try anything new. Go kill this monster and go collect those things. That's really all there is to it. Luckily, it's easy to gather a lot of the quests and just knock them out in a couple of minutes, so leveling isn't really a hassle. Gaining a level or two in an hour isn't unreasonable. Still, with the fun combat, you'd think they would have tried, you know, fun questing with it.
Make sure someone follows that so-called hero, no matter what.
have to say, despite the negatives I just mentioned, I really am enjoying Tera. I'm still playing it. I can easily see myself coming back to this in the months that are coming up, just once in a while hopping on for a month and enjoying my time, because it's a rich and fun world to explore. Once the arena modes go up, it's going to be a ton more fun to go to them and just kill another human with my super elite magical what the fuck skills, you know what I'm saying? Game offers a nice amount of content as well, but it feels like it's missing some much needed stuff, especially in a game that feels like it's built around PvP. Still, Tera does a lot of things right, and I really did have a great time with it and plan on coming back to it once arena mode is up or some new expansion comes out. I give Tera an 8. I think it's a great MMO that proves that you can make the gameplay fresh and fun, easily. However, with the great combat comes some silliness like a very light, almost non-existent story and weak questing. But if you're a gameplay guy or girl, I'm sure you're going to enjoy the shit out of this game as much as I did.